UFC 107 in Memphis, Tennessee, being joined by Diego Sanchez, who faces BJ Penn for the UFC lightweight title this Saturday night. And Diego, first off, I must say I found it very fascinating to watch you work out. It made me think of a famous Yogi Berra quote where he said 90% of baseball is mental and 50% is physical. Obviously, that doesn't make sense math-wise, but do you believe in that type of thing, like that the majority of this sport is really just all about the mental aspect of it?
You know, I believe it's first and foremost it's the training that you put in the gym, and you know that's what's going to give you that base mental strength, because you're gonna believe in yourself because of the hard work that you put in the gym. And you know, as far as it goes for me, you know what I mean, once you step in that cage, of course, you know, it's all mental. You know what I mean, you have to have 100%. We have to be 100% at the time when it's time. You know what I mean? Not 100%, you know, right before the fight. It's 100% when it counts, when it's all on the line.
What do you do in the cage that the other guys don't do and haven't been able to do against him?
That's number one, not fear him. Number two, put it on him. Number three, just you know, I'm gonna risk. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be scared. I'm gonna risk it all. You know, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna put it on the line. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put all my cards on the table.
You're a very spiritual person. Do you believe that this is your destiny, that you were destined to win the UFC lightweight title?
I've always believed that it was my destiny to be a UFC champion of the world, and I just believe that it's timing. And right now, I feel in my heart it's the perfect timing.
And what is the significance behind the fact that you always scream yes when you're in the cage, before and after a victory? What is the significance behind that?
You know what? It's just putting myself in peak mind state, and you know what? It's flipping the switch, man. Flipping the switch. It's just, yes could mean anything for anybody, and that's why Tony Robbins invented it. You know what I mean? It's just something special. You know, you could be playing baseball, you could be hitting a home run, you could be in the ring, but for me it's just yes, I'm the best fighter in the world. Yes.
And more to that point, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but especially since the Countdown show aired on Tuesday night, you showed a cartwheel that you did, and you screamed yes. And online, a lot of people are talking about this just because it's so unique. Is there something significant behind that, or is that just sort of taking the yes mindset to another level?
Hey, that's just straight up Diego entertainment for you guys. I gotta give you guys new entertainment every now and then, you know.
Can we see one right now?
No.
That's a little too much. Okay. All right. Well, give us the prediction. How's the fight going to end on Saturday?
Knockout.
Simple. First round, second round?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we look forward to it this Saturday night live on pay-per-view. Diego Sanchez finally gets a shot at the UFC belt. He goes up against 155-pound champion BJ Penn. Best of luck to you, Diego.
Two men fighting one.
Yeah. Okay. So Mayhem, tell me if you think these techniques are good. So it's got.
So you're casually chilling.
Here he is.
That's his coach right there?
That's his coach with a bandana. And two guys are going to come.
First of all, let me just go ahead and say his uniform is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the audio.
Here are these two guys, and they come. Now, does that work? You just club the one guy okay, so he comes and you throw punches, right? So the guy's just going to stand there while you do that. Do we have any audio on this?
I can hear you. Your headphones aren't on.
Always find a home. So in the moment where they feel like they're about to touch you or something like this, you change the whole game. All right. So you have all.
Is that Dane Cook?
No.
Now you have to
Pauly Shore.
combine the being grabbed, moving, and a little bit of hitting. We have to go back to the throat, the groin, the eyes for yo-yo effects. The hits.
Mayhem, are you
stomach?
Taking it in, bud.
Okay.
Why? Because in the throat, stomach, and back, they're hidden. When we go to throw like a punch to the chest, you can see this very good. But
I mean, just solid technique.
Yeah. Can't see it. It's the same thing for the.
So.
Okay. So the person, it's actually going to be two people.
Okay, so two people are coming to attack you.
In the beginning, go stand over here. You know, you guys will be together, right? So the guys are going to start to go. I'm going to move very slowly, and I'm moving precise. And I'm going to align myself up in the work. Boom. And so this way, as you're moving,
So
You're fighting ravers.
the strikes then happen. And
It's like he's in the Matrix right now. It's like fighting in slow motion.
He's like fighting on Molly.
Sometimes you then rotate the guy, and make the guy move. And it's okay.
Wow, I hope
Moving.
terrorists
When you
don't get a hold of
stop,
this.
what's gonna happen is the guys are
The
gonna
US will be
strike or they're
screwed.
gonna panic. In this case, it's okay. If you're small like me, grab them and fall.
So
Wow, pull double guard on two guys.
solid camera work. You know, I feel like this is one of the.
You gotta have fail-safe.
This is a revolution in self-defense technology.
Why isn't he in the US?
You know what? I can't be quiet anymore.
all right,
It's fucking bizarre. Like in 2020, that bullshitsu is still going strong.
Yeah.
You just make up your own style. It's self-awareness technology. What do you call this shit?
the school of self-awareness.
Oh my God, my new fucking.
That's Diego Sanchez's
like-
coach?
That's Diego Sanchez's coach.
No, this
He
look,
left Greg Jackson to train with this guy.
If you've been paying attention,
Headbutt.
oh my God. Bro, if you've been paying attention to Diego Sanchez for any amount of time,
Yeah.
you know he's a little bit out there.
Yeah.
And this kind of like seems perfect. Like
Really?
it falls right into his wheelhouse. I'm surprised that it didn't happen earlier, that he went to the school of bullshit awareness.
Now, what do you see wrong with that form, though?
Well, wrong. I mean, there's not much to say about being right. You know what I mean? I think it's his hypnotizing tone of voice.
Yeah.
That he's getting these big goons who probably he picked up from 24-hour fitness bathroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to go online with all these kung fu techniques.
So you don't think any of that works?
No, I mean, no.
Like pulling double guard with two guys?
Double guard. Let me tell you, man, a bad mistake. I only made that once, and it was with two porn stars. Trust me. You don't want to do that. Don't pull guard on a porn star. Bro. You sure you feel comfortable posting, making fun of this guy?
Well, he actually
compete
with
no, he
his
did get
fucking
mad. No, him and
technique.
Diego both DM'd me.
Yeah? Both?
Yeah, Diego.
Why?
Well, what happened was
Did you post a snarky comment with this?
no, what happened was I posted a video of a guy sprinting full on a treadmill, and then the guy jumps off and just starts throwing air punches, right?
Yeah.
And I go, and the guy was wearing a mask, right? So I said, Diego's new training regimen. It was a joke, because that's how, but nothing to do with this guy, right? So then Diego's like, hey, that's fucked up. You said that I'm going to get coronavirus because he's wearing a mask. So I said, dude, I have nothing. It was nothing to do with coronavirus. So then he unfriended me. We were like friends. Like So then his manager, that guy, hit me up and said, I'm Asian and I don't find coronavirus jokes funny.
That guy.
Yeah, and I go, listen. It has nothing to do with the coronavirus. Like, the guy just happened to be wearing a mask. I didn't even put that together. I was literally just saying that Diego's techniques sometimes are a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Training, that's 100%. And the guy was like, okay, well, we're not here to be made fun of. And this, so the guy, I was like, dude, I'm not trying to make fun of, but this is before the fight. After the fight, after further inspection of what this guy's doing, I'm like, okay, this guy needs to be stopped because he's going to get somebody killed. First, the guy says after the fight, he goes, Joe Rogan saying that I'm a bad trainer. Joe Rogan wasn't even calling the fight. He was not even in the arena, But second of all, this guy said, hey, just so you know, since training to this guy's, since switching to his camp, I've taken less damage in my last two fights than I have in the last my career.
Obviously, because he took the red pill and now he's in the Matrix.
But you also didn't win a round.
I know, yeah.
And if you want to take no damage, don't fight. You'll take 0 damage if you don't get into the fucking.
Yeah.
The goal isn't to not take any damage; it's to win the fight. I would assume.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just run around in circles, but that's not necessarily going to win you fights.
Strange one. Yeah.
I think this guy, while Diego may need to work on his defense, I don't think this is the way to do it because he came in there like a chicken.
But I mean, let's tell the truth though. Diego's getting older, and it's hard as hell to keep fighting at that age. Especially, he's been through some wars, and I'm kind of one of those guys that's I take my hat off to Diego Sanchez for still getting in there, but at the same time, why? He gave us some great fights already.
The best.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know. I guess every fighter kind of has that in him to just rocket till the wheels fall off.
Somebody wrote that this guy actually did accomplish something. He made Diego quit. No one ever has made Diego quit. Wow. I mean, in that fight, Diego, I mean, he won the fight because that guy kicked him when he was down.
Yeah.
Need to do a down opponent.
Is that his YouTube channel?
Yeah, the School of Self-Awareness.
Oh my God, bro, it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
Holy fuck stick. Are you fucking kidding me?
There's one with like the love punch.
This is great,
it
man.
recent?
You know what?
Yeah.
Look, you know what? I'm sorry for hating on this guy. Like, I'm trying not to hate on him. Seems like he's got his shit together. He's got a whole YouTube
Shit
page.
together. He should not be coaching MMA fighters to get in there with trained killers. I mean, and thinking that these techniques work though. No.
How did Diego fall in with this guy? It's cool. I mean, I guess maybe some of the techniques will work.
What?
I mean, I don't know.
Saying you can't continue?
Pulling guard, jumping guard.
Maybe he deleted that
Six
video.
guys.
I don't know. Anyway, so that's that.
What do you think about him quitting the fight, though? Because the doctor literally said, all right, he's good to go. And then he says, I can't see. There's blood in my eye, you know?
I mean, Diego has given us so many battles that if one time, I think the whole thing should be, I think he should just either go back to Jackson's or American Top Team or anybody. But this guy, I think that...
Why are you hating on the School of Self-Awareness, bro? Maybe you should take a few classes.
That's what he said. That's Diego put that on Instagram.
Yeah?
He said,
Take a few
he
classes
said you guys should all
before?
go to the School of Self-Awareness. I just don't know.
I don't understand what those techniques
I think it's
were
like
coming from.
me teaching opera to people.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like a movie fight.
It's like, I don't know. But who knows? I mean, look, he won the fight.
Who knows? I know. That's bullshit. They shouldn't do that. That's dangerous. Very dangerous. He's teaching people some techniques that, oh man, that's what I want to do in a street fight. Double splash on my back, full guard. Hopefully not get kicked to death. I don't get it. I don't understand. But at the same time, like, if Diego trusts this guy,
Yo, the throat and balls.
How's it going with it, by the way, with your ladies?
My lady, it's fine. Are we moving on from this guy?
I can't do it anymore,
My
bro.
phone died, and I know it's on his Instagram of
It's fine.
School of Self-Awareness.
I could give less than a shit, bro. Like,
All right.
how are you trying to make me give a fuck about
All right, okay, we don't. All right, let's talk about some other fights.
magic spell against the uninitiated.
Exactly. How else, like, would all those old keto schools get those dork students to clean them and shit? Because this shit does work on clowns. It does.
Bro, have you seen Diego's new coach? The School of
Oh,
Self-Awareness?
yeah. I love the dude.
I think
he came
some of
up
those
in
kung fu
Vegas and
moves-
trained at my gym.
Really?
Really?
They're always welcome
You've seen
there.
the techniques.
Yeah, he came into my gym for a whole week, hung out, fucking great time.
But now,
Really?
Is the guy legit?
Legit in the sense of, hey, Diego, motherfucker, you stop going war and toe-to-toe with guys and roll with punches and don't get hit so much and fight a little smarter. Like, what is Diego's been doing it 20 years. At this point, does he really need the basics? Come on.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good point, actually. And I brought that up when we first started talking about this bullshit, too. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was really hating on it. But the reality is, it definitely works on dudes that don't know MMA. And also, it is a style to prevent getting hurt, not so much injure the guy so much.
The one problem I have with his whole system is soaking wet. He's weighing in at 167 pounds, fighting fucking guys at 170, cut the shitload of weight. Diego, sweat out a few pounds and fight at 55. 45 is too much.
Yeah.
I hit Diego 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day I hit him. So his body understands impact. these fighters are thinking they're never going to get fucking hit. And when they do, it gets them emotional, gets them all these other things. They start feeling like it's a failure versus that's what's supposed to happen in here, crazy. Calm down. And if you actually master that skill, the fear and anxiety that's making you rush or hesitate won't be there. It really will be blended out.
What a fight, man. What a finish. Talk to me about how you're feeling coming out of that one.
Pissed. He hit me. And you know, I don't mind getting hit, but I got hit and I dropped. Man, what the hell? That ain't me. That was a piss poor performance on my part. I'm better than that. I know I'm better than that. You guys know I'm better than that. I'm not gonna call it a lucky shot. He hit me. He caught me slipping, got in on me, and yeah, that was all on me, and I'm pissed at myself that he hit me. And that's I know that's the name of the game we're in fighting, but man, I'm just mad at myself. That was a dumbass performance.
What was the mistake that you feel like you made?
Everything, man. I'm better than that, and I know that. I know I'm better than that, and I know I didn't look my best. That's just me slipping, man. I shouldn't have did that. Put myself in danger with that one, you know. And I barely ever put myself in danger, even in practice, you know. And you know I don't really ever put myself in danger in a fight. But man, yeah, I'm pissed at myself. I'm sorry. I'm glad I get to take a second to look at my performance, and I don't even need to look at my performance. I just felt it, you know. I don't really feel like talking about him much because I'm just mad at myself. Sorry, I'm just disappointed.
And the ability to understand when to exhale and when to breathe, to escape and to move in, will give you enough oxygen in your brain to make a coherent decision, not a just reactive decision. Because sometimes, Dustin's a perfect example of this. Dustin has a beautiful pause positioning in his strikes to just see how the other guy's reacting to know where to place the next strikes. But there's a subtleness where if you're rushing a blind combination because the guy's just holding pads there and just lets you do it, you're just hoping it makes contact. You can't make those micro adjustments like Dustin's doing. You just can't.
Do you know Don Turner, who worked Holyfield's corner for the time?
That's why I looked at him, man.
Okay, I interviewed him this morning, and he gave me a whole speech why fighters should not do mitts. And you are one of the best, if not the best, mitt guy in the world. He does mitts like you can't believe.
Good.
But you don't believe in mitts.
Yeah, I mean, he throwback old school fighter. They never used mitts.
No.
Back in the older days with
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah, Sugar Ray. Them guys never. So I can understand where Coach coming from, man. You know, so I mean.
You hear what he just said?
Yeah.
He can understand. You can't.
I can. But how does it help a fighter to do mitts?
Well, to me, I just think it's just, you know, I say it's a workout form. You know what I'm saying? Time and whatever. You know, it ain't like you teach them how to fight. You basically already know how to fight. You just kind of working with things, you know, situations and things like that.
I want to ask you a question.
What's that?
One question. Hold your hands up like you Punch your hands over here. How do you hit him over here?
Sit, man. So the hand go this way?
Yeah, how you hit him over there?
So he punch with that hook this way.
Like this way. Hand go that way.
Right.
Then he come back and hit him over here.
So you saying you go to punch him. Boom. Come back to that hook. Boom. Have you go this?
Yeah.
Say you go, okay, so you go to right hand. You come back with your left hook.
Not yours.
No. So I'm not gonna put the pad over here so you can throw that hook. The pad gonna be here because the hook gonna be short.
How you go.
Oh no, he's the best. Coach, show him the clip, but you
I'm not gonna do like he don't understand. He see my clip. He might be like
that comes from being able to breathe in that moment. And you know as well as I know, one breath behind, you start falling behind on each one of those exchanges. And after the second one, the third one, you start feeling desperate. You start making bad decisions. And now you're putting yourself in this space where you didn't need to. Now it's who's faster, who's stronger. All your game plan goes out the door because you don't want the judge to see this direction. You don't want to see any of that. And that's where fighters are hurting themselves a lot. And the coaches are not helping in a lot of ways because they want them to win the round in that fashion. The old way that Diego was getting credit for fighting with just heart. Just go out there. If you just fight that way, you can't lose. Well, I'm telling you right now, 10 years later with brain damage, you can. And Gagey and all those wars, trust me, it'll be a thing. You can see the wars that Tony Ferguson's gone through now. You can see the effects of these things. And speaking of CTE studies, the buildup of these traumas come after 10 years. You get knocked out. The full amount of understanding what happened in that knockout does not come out for 10 years. So these kids today are being knocked out.
Right and left.
Right and left. I mean, that's why their careers are not going to last, because they're getting knocked out 4 times in 5 years. Now, you're cutting so much weight that you're being knocked out. I'm dealing with a 39-year-old. He's only been finished 4 times.
There's people out there in this world that exist like that. And my advice to people is just get the fuck away from him. You're never going to deal with that guy. There's only 2 things that guy will understand. It's either death or the jail door hitting him in the back of the ass. Like, they're never going to get it. What I saw in that fighter meeting, and hats off to who's the girl at the end? I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. The Thai boxing girl, sweetheart. Another. Come on, who was in the room that attacked him at the end? She did a
Thai
great
boxer. I don't know.
Oh man, whatever.
Anyway,
she did a great job. I mean, it's about him. I love Diego, man. Somebody's got it. There needs to be an intervention. What I saw on that video was just narcissistic to the fucking 100th degree. It's just, I can't tolerate these guys. I just can't. And he'll never get it. And you just got to get away from. There's no
Angela Hill. I think
Angela Hill.
Sorry, so I didn't go back and watch it. Okay, full disclosure. Like, I went through it once. I didn't need to go back.
I don't blame Angela Hill. Hit it out of the ballpark with that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about him. It really is. That's all it's about. I can't believe Diego can't see that. You know, I guess when you're in it, you know, like when you're in that circle, everybody on the outside could see it except for you.
Experience you enjoyed in Abu Dhabi with Joshua Fabio?
Oh, no. So you keep getting me in trouble, man. You need to stop asking those heated questions.
But they're the best ones.
I love Monster. Please don't misinterpret my last interview.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble. I apologize.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was that experience like? If you can even remember it, just having a guy kind of berate you guys.
Well, it was my first time sitting in on fighter meetings, so I really didn't feel like I should say anything. But at that point, I think I had heard Fabio talk about himself so much and the criticism that he was getting that I had to say something. And you know, it's like I watched Diego's long interview with Anthony Smith last night, and like he makes a lot of points that like I think a lot of fighters agree with, but then he goes on his tangents, his like conspiracy theory tangents as well. So it's kind of hard to not feel for Diego and not understand his point of view. You know, everyone's point of view comes from whatever circumstances and experiences they have, and to have your gym feel like your gym isn't backing you compared to your other teammates, to feel like the UFC isn't backing you compared to other people. I feel for him. I think it was good that he did that interview because it gives more perspective, and as opposed to just saying, oh, he's getting taken advantage of. But like this Fabio guy is the only one in his corner, so of course he's gonna defend him. So I understand. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like I think the way he he just said, "Let's stop the shit talk." Like immediately put everyone like on guard, and I just wish he talked more about Diego feeling upset about the whole the commentary thing and everything. I wish he talked more about that than the shit talk that his school was getting online.
Do you think? I think Anthony said this in that interview, which if anyone's listening, I would say go watch it.
Yeah.
Joshua might have had a point in there, but his delivery of that point just means he's ruining his own stance, right?
Yeah.
By delivering it to you guys in the way he did, he's basically saying nothing at that point because his energy is overwhelming the message.
Yeah, and maybe that's the type of person who will confront people about something when Diego's too, reserved to say it. But I thought it was interesting that Diego didn't sound like it was like the most lucid interview like he's had in years. Like he sounds like he has all his shit together, and then every now and then he'll just be like, "Oh, Instagram," and you're like, "What?" But it was a good interview, and I think he made a lot of valid points that maybe that video of the backstage like commentary berating, like he made points that video didn't really make, but maybe those were the steps that he needed to get his view out there. Like he needed people to talk so much shit that he finally like came out and expressed himself. But it's a weird one. Like it's really weird.
Sorry for getting you in trouble.
Never answering questions again.
Diego's hard. It's hard to be mad at him now because I don't know if it's him guiding the horse. I think he's just running blind, and this other Jamoke, his new lover, is like showing him down the path. So I don't know. Can't really be mad at the kid, or the old man, I should say. But really, it's his cult leader and lover that took over his life, and I feel bad for you, Diego.
Did you ever have, I don't know the timeline, did you ever cross paths with that guy?
I never have. I never, ever have. I do know the guy that whipped his ass at the bar. I used to train with the guy, and that kid was talking about his death punch and how he was going to kill the dude. And my buddy dog walked his motherfucking ass all over the bar. So the death punch did not work. It was unsuccessful. So, and this guy no longer fights, no longer trains, and just said, "Man, I'll beat your ass," and he did. So it was quite, the MMA community in New Mexico had a chuckle over it.
Diego did an interview yesterday where he said that the first time he ever rolled with this guy, he got tapped in 40 seconds. So when you hear something like that, how does that even happen? Because Diego.
Yeah, I think your idea of tapped and my idea of tapped are different. I think Diego got tapped in 40 seconds for sure. Different kind of stroke for different kind of folks, buddy.
Reno.
All right. First question: how long have you been fighting?
Fighting my whole fucking life, man. Hey, is that your goddamn question? How long I've been fighting for? Pretty much, put it this way. Fighting since I came out of my mama's pussy, man. I came out, I saw the doctor was touching her. She said I threw a 1-2 combo at her. At the doctor, I kicked him in the fucking balls, man. Fuck him. And then she said I pissed on him. Fuck him.
So you've had a fighter mentality since
I've been
birth.
fighting my whole life, man. I kick the shit out of goddamn anybody who fucks with me, man.
No one gives a fuck about what I have to say anymore. So if I ever have the need to just give my opinion, I'll give it. But I didn't expect it to have like 20,000 views in 2 days. So as I'm laying there thinking about it, I going to sleep, I pull up my phone and I see Conor McGregor and other people talking about Diego Sanchez and his latest training. So I watched the video of Fabia punching Diego in the face, bare knuckle, kicking him, and I immediately felt sick to my stomach. Because in the video I made, I took a different approach. I had spoken to Spencer Fisher, and we were talking about how everyone is bashing Diego. Or I'm sorry, bashing Joshua. And it's not helping because Diego is already brainwashed. He loves the guy. Spencer actually did try to pull Diego to the side. And Diego said, "Please don't talk about my mentor like that. He means the world to me." So I thought, you know what? I know what this Joshua guy is, but let me give it a different approach, because I know Joshua and Diego watch all these videos. Because Joshua's a little fucking narcissist. He's got to comment and watch everything. So I thought, let me take the approach that doesn't hurt Diego's feelings. When I watched Diego cry on Anthony Smith's show, I cried. It was horrible. And then he talked about my good friend Spencer Fisher. So I was emotional, and I thought, let's take a different angle to this. But it's not how I truly felt. It was part of how I felt. But all you fans and all you people that wrote on my last video that Fabia's a piece of shit, taking advantage of Diego, a manipulative little bastard, you're right. And I knew you were right. And the punching in the face video infuriated me. Joshua, you little fucking pussy. You get away with this shit because you're 5'2". So you can be the big man who talks shit because you know anybody of my size or normal size that beats your ass, they look bad. But one day you're gonna meet a guy that's 5'3", 5'4", and he's gonna smack the fuck out of you. Which is what you need. You delusional little manipulative fuck. I've met so many guys like you. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're just another karate master that believes his own shit. But just like fighters have the mental battle before the fight, that's how you control Diego. You had the mental battle first, where you took advantage of him at a bad time, to where you could then physically beat him. Like where I saw you kick him in the back in front of us when you were telling a story. Diego, turn around. Oh, I'll fucking drop kick you and give you whiplash. Because that's what I do. I punch and kick you throughout the day to help you with your training. That I know nothing about fighting, but this is what I do to manipulate you. And I know what you're gonna say. I was hitting him with fucking 30 pounds of force with my fist, man. When he's in a UFC fight, it's 857 pounds per square inch because I try to act smarter than I am. So I'm conditioning his bones just like a Muay Thai fighter would, man. No big deal. Stop judging me. I was preparing him upside down, spinning him so it's more realistic to a fight, and he was taking less of a blow to his brain because the blood was there, man. Don't judge our training tactics, man. Diego asked me to do this, and I'm actually trying to show I have good technique. Let me show you my good kicks I have. Let me turn my hips over because I'm a master. Fuck you, you little rat. Fuck you, Fabia. I wanted to smack you the other day, but I can't because I got a sick fucking friend here that you guys made sicker because you're trying to go take advantage of Spencer. Yeah, Diego wasn't. Diego cares about the guy because Diego's a real fighter who cares for his fellow peers. But you, let me get you in my school self-awareness shirt. Let me show that my stuff works with everyone. No, it doesn't. You don't know how to fight. You don't have any fucking balls. Made me sick. You're a maggot. And I'm sure Diego might watch this if he's allowed to watch YouTube. And Diego, I'm sorry. I like you. I think you're a great person. Fuck your little coach. One day you're going to see what this manipulative little fucking cult-leading karate fake McDojo master is doing. Maybe, if you make it that far. Who fucking knows? But yeah, you guys were right. And I knew you were right. So I'm mad at myself for posting that video. I shouldn't have. It's a different angle, but now that I saw that little prick hang Diego upside down and beat him, he doesn't need to take those shots or whatever your fucking excuse will be for those shots. He's taken the most headshots in UFC history. He doesn't need you spinning him upside down and, oh yeah, I got my training in on a human heavy bag. That's what you needed to do. You had to hang Diego upside down to get the advantage on him. No, I actually tapped him. Fuck you. Fuck you, Joshua, you little con man piece of shit. Get out of the sport. No one will ever work with you. Diego was just, you found him at the right time in the right place where he wasn't there mentally. And it's sad. So if you ever do see me, Diego, if you see me again somehow and you don't like me, fine. I don't fucking care. We can deal with it. I'm fine with that. And you too, Joshua. I might just give you a little smack. Like I gave the first time I smacked a McDojo instructor in my hometown. I was 18. Yeah, hit me with that punch and I'll grab it and do this and this. Now you won't do shit. You'll get smacked like the fucking little fucking bitch you are.
Spencer Fisher's known for his hands. Supposedly he's an excellent boxer, but Thiago Alves, also an excellent striker with American top team now. Started off with shoot box. Nice right hand, left hook combination by Spencer Fisher.
Spencer Fisher, the southpaw, loves the right hook though too. Oh, there it is.
Spencer Fisher is an animal.
Absolutely. Reminiscent of a Robbie Lawler or a Jens Pulver out of the Miletich camp.
Good takedown by Spencer.
And the one thing about the Milicic camp, as you well know, Joe, when they throw in practice, they throw. They do not hesitate at all in their striking training.
Yeah, I mean, they get you prepared for the fire. They beat each other up. Fantastic team.
Yeah, they beat each other up.
Alves going for a leg bar. Oh, looks like he's got it.
Trying to finish it early. Alves on the
But you know
American
what?
Top
Spencer
team.
looks like he's got a hold of his ankle. He's got an ankle lock on Thiago. He rolled it over, and he's got a straight ankle lock on Thiago, and it looks very deep.
I don't blame him to be pissed at it. I know he fucking probably is sick because I'm fucking sick already. I didn't perform like I should have. Keep writing stupid fucking shit, man. You should move your feet more, brother. Move your feet more. But God, man, it feels so good to walk out there in that crowd, step in there, and know it's all on you. You know, it's all falls on your shoulders, and when you look at, I mean, you can see the immediate people surrounding the cage, and they're just as excited to see you fight as you are to be there and fight for them. You know, and that's what gets you so motivated and pumped up. And then after it's over, I mean, you can just see the look of disgust in people's faces, regardless of the reason. I mean, whether it's a bad fight because it's your fault or your opponent's fault.
What advice would you give to a young man?
I never even thought about that, man. I don't know, like probably just train smarter, like don't try to kill everybody, you know, like yeah, maybe smart, like you guys probably all read the Spencer Fisher thing that just came out, right? And you know, that's a real thing, man. And you know, I've suffered some of those same things, you know, and I know Spencer well, you know, we trained together back in the day, and, you know, a lot of those issues are very possible, man, and I think that's probably the big thing I would put into my mind. Like, you got to think about those things, and I've been very fortunate. I don't know how I've done it, because I've had tons and tons of gym wars, and, of course, wars in the cage, too. What's that? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's real, but yeah, I would definitely think about that a lot more. Yeah, because I know Spencer. You know, he's a friend, and I guess I never really talked to him about that kind of stuff, even though I knew he was kind of struggling with it. But like, I didn't realize how deep it really was. You know.
I think fighters should talk to each other more about that. Just let each other know, like, hey man, you might have this to look forward to if you don't slow down.
Coaches definitely should. I mean, you know, fighters are what they are. You know, you don't want that to be in your head. Also, you know, like, it was like I almost didn't even want to read the articles. Like, I don't want to think about that stuff, right? Like, you know, it's a risk that you're going to take. But coaches, man, that's their job. You know, and MMA doesn't have the best coaches, which is another thing. You know, I want to do whenever I'm finally done here, you know, and I want to be that better coach, the coach that I never had, the coach that a lot of guys probably will never have. And I think I'll be a better coach than I will fighter. I think I'll be far better. I think I can train lots of champions, and, you know, it just come a matter of coming across the talent.
No, you don't have to name any names, but what's like the worst incident of someone being a shit coach that you've seen?
Oh man, I had one guy. He wasn't really my coach, but he was kind of helping me with the camp. I don't even remember his name, but we were sparring. The way he would set up sparring is he would have multiple guys, you know, standing around the cage, and as soon as I would start winning against one guy, he would send the next guy in, like in the middle of the round, and I'd do like 5-6 rounds like that. You know, so it was like guaranteed, like I'm getting punched a lot, you know, against fresh guys. And it was when I fought Eric Silva, actually, so, you know, did something right. I mean, you know, I got through the fight, and, you know, maybe even built some mental toughness. I don't know, but certainly he was stupid. No, it doesn't simulate a fight, and it doesn't you know, just simulates you getting punched in the head.
I'm Spencer Fisher.
And how many times did you fight in the UFC?
I'm not sure. I've had a lot of fights. 17 times.
Spencer, first off, congratulations on a very big victory for you. This is the first time in your career that you were stuck in a 2-fight losing streak. You really needed this win, right?
My back was against the wall for this fight, and I knew it was do or die for this situation, and I trained my butt off for this fight. And I was out there, and I knew my back was against the wall, but I had a lot of fun out there tonight. So it's back to the old Spencer Fisher.
My biggest fight had to be with Sam Stout, for sure. We did it 3 times, and I took the first one on a 2 days notice, and I thought it was a close fight. And the second fight was my highlight of my career. I beat him at his own game, and it just worked out in the third time. Ironically, I was his first fight in the UFC, and I was his last, you know, or he was my last, so in the UFC. And it takes 2 to put on a good fight, and Sam brought the best out of me.
How did your career come to an end?
I ended up getting a growth for a physical, and they found lesions in my brain, and which led to further studies, and I found that I had dementia.
I appreciate it, Jay Goon. I appreciate it.
What's your day-to-day life like?
I forget where I'm going. Depression, dizzy spells, calling people different names, not knowing their actual name. My kids, I've had instances in the past that I couldn't think of their name on the spot, and just my balance is shot. I have a hard time remembering what I did yesterday, you know, and last week's a complete blur. You know, my long-term memory is okay, but my short-term memory is gone. So, you know, I got a supportive family that understands my condition and tries to help me out the best they can. I don't want to die alone and not know anybody when I see them. I don't want to go out of this world not knowing people that I love, you know, or not knowing new people. You know, I have daughters that are going to be married one day and have a family of their own, and I want to be mentally around that I can talk to.
Do you think your injuries are the result of your career fighting in the UFC?
Of course. I never had any symptoms before, and I've had testing done before, and they never found anything. And then, they did the.
All right, Daddy. Thank you very much, man. We'll see you later on.
Whatever it's called, the EEG or the CAT scan, and they found these lesions on my head. It wasn't. They didn't know what it was right away, and then I had to get more testing done, and then they found proteins for dementia.
Do you think that the UFC has any responsibility to help you long term?
Well, I gave up on that hope years ago. I was hoping so. I always looked. When you're part of the UFC and you're doing well, you get phone calls, and you think you have a good relationship with certain people, and I kept thinking, the reason it took me so long to talk about this is because I kept telling people that they're going to help out, they're going to do something about this. They had my results of my testing, and I just thought that it would happen. And my wife told me, just don't expect that phone call or expect anything to happen, because they got a business to run, they got other fighters, and you're just a guy from the past that, you do your part and then it's over.
Man, no, thank God, man. I love y'all. Look, man, if I didn't love and appreciate y'all, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this right now. That's what I told you. And this is something that I'm glad you're watching this. I feel for my friend. But like I said, this is just me sitting here trying to play video games and turning into a job, and I mean, stuff like that. Everybody just watched me play games. I was constantly carried on. This is like, you all are allowing me to do the part of my life that, you know what I mean, I didn't know if I would ever have. And I get to sit there and share stories, and I get to talk, and I get to break fights down, and I get to be a mentor, and I get to try to help put smiles on people's faces. To just know that I still physically can, and some of us can't. You know what I mean? Yeah, this saved my life. No, 100%. This is therapy, man, because this saved my life. And I remember all these names, and I remember all the people in this chat, you know what I mean? But I'm always testing myself, you know what I mean? I always testing myself.
You know, it's wishful thinking or to think anything was going to change, so.
And why did you decide to talk about this now?
Because I know now nothing's going to happen, and I'm only going to get worse. I just don't want anybody else to have to go through the same thing. And I think that if I had heard someone tell me this, I guess it would depend on who it was telling me the story. And because when you're young, you're thinking of the right now and living in the moment and the money at the time. And even though it wasn't great, you know, I got a lot of bonuses and got sponsors at the time, and I was living happily. And then one day it always comes to an end, regardless of what sport you're in. But the injuries I took from it, I don't know if it was worth it, you know. And now my message is to tell people that, hey, this is a possibility, this could happen to you, and it's very real, and it's changed my life.
This is my career. This is how I pay my bills, and I just knew it was a do or die, and it kept that in the back of my mind. I have a family to feed, and that was all the motivation I needed to get out there. But
I don't know. I'm just one person talking, but I know for a fact that there are other people out there. The symptoms maybe not as severe.
Is there a way to prevent this while fighting today? I don't know, you know what I mean? But at the same token, you know, I always knew, and that's the one thing when it comes to just fighting in general. And I always tell people, you're just one punch away from never waking up. You know what I mean? You're just one punch away from, that's it. You can be hurt really bad. And that's one of those things that, you know, it's tough. You know, it's tough to see. But it's also, you know, this is the price that you pay. You know what I mean? This is the price that I pay, but I don't have any regrets. And it's kind of like the alcoholic. You're not allowed. I look at it like this. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay? Maybe I'm wrong in what I'm about to say, but and I've always looked at it. You can't be a chain smoker and then one day cry when you get lung cancer. You can't be a full-on alcoholic and everybody's warning you and telling you and telling you and telling you, and then one day you cry because you got cirrhosis of the liver like my father and you die. There's a reason why I quit chewing. I quit chewing because I made a promise to my wife. I made a promise the day I stopped fighting, I would quit chewing. I went cold turkey, flipped that can in the air and never touched it again, and quit 5 years ago. And that's when I retired, because I couldn't get chew. Australia, basically, I couldn't find chew in Australia, so I guess I'm retired. And I stopped on the spot. But if I end up getting mouth cancer later on, I am not going to sit there and I'm not going to cry because I've got mouth cancer, because you know what? They told me that shit in the beginning, but there's also that fine little bit of youth, right? And that's the thing about youth. Just King 85, thank you for the 4 months, man. Dedication, I appreciate you. There's that thing about youth, but the thing about youth is this: you don't think about when you're older, right? Like I remember being 22, 23 years old and going, hey man, one day you're gonna be 40, you better think about your retirement, you better think about this. I'm like, are you serious? You know how fucking far away that is? I'm 23 years old. You think I give a fuck about 40? You're out your mind. I remember saying it right to their face. Just the idea of thinking about 40 would just be, what? You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to hear you. I mean, I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. Right? You see what I'm saying? But no matter what you do, you can get in a car. Look at what happened to Matt. Look what happened to Matt Hughes. Everything was fine. And he got hit by a fucking train. There are no guarantees in life, ladies and gentlemen. There are no promises. There are no guarantees. And that's why, and this is something, and I will hold this literally till the day I go into the grave. I rode this thing till the wheels fell off, and I did everything and achieved everything I wanted to go out there and do. So what I would tell you, my message to all of you will always be, 1, learn how to be your own best friend first. 2, go out there and fill your fucking book. Go out there and do things in life so when you're left at the end of the day, all you're left with are stories. But have a big-ass book up. Get out there. That's why you see me sitting here bullshitting, hanging out with everybody, laughing, sharing stories, because I went out there and I filled my book. And we've got so many more books to go. And that's why I love being in here with all of you, because I don't know why it is or what it is, but I know I have a gift of gab. I love talking. I love talking with everybody. I love sitting there, you know what I mean? I love sitting here, and I love you all spending your time. That's what I'm telling you. That's why when people say this is it, look, you all give me your time. And now you're watching this, and now you'll understand a little more about this is this. Now you understand giving your time. The single greatest gift any one person can give is time. We're not promised any of it. So the fact that you all come in here and hang out with me it's mind-blowing. You have no idea. It's life-saving. You have no idea how much it means to me to be in here to entertain all of you, because that's all I've done my whole life. And you all give me your time. I'm not taking time out of my day. I'm sitting here doing this because it's what I love to do. You all are coming in here and giving me your time. And this is something I want you to understand, Reggie. If any one person ever gets made to feel like their time ain't worth it, fuck it. Whatever is making you feel like your time is not valuable, fuck it. I don't care what it is. Anxiety, depression, obesity, whatever it is. If it's making you feel like it ain't worth your time, gotta go. Because we aren't promised this shit. You know what I mean? We aren't promised any of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why watching this, and that's again why sitting here talking with all of you, I'm not bullshitting when I tell you it saved my life. Because I love talking. I love being able to do this. You don't know how many times I've sat with Snoop Pie, AK Snoop, said, did I sound okay? Did I stutter? Was I making sense? So the other part, besides being the pause champ, how many times have y'all heard me say, does that make sense? How many times? Because I'm so paranoid, I'm always saying, does that make sense? Because now you get it. And that's why I was so scared to see this story right now. But this is why. Because I'm always, does that make sense? Because I want to make sure, because in my mind it did, but maybe you know what I'm saying? But that's also why I'm the pause king, because of that. So anyways, like I said, this is going to hit hard. I don't mind crying in front of all of you because, you know what I mean, this is an important subject, and I just want you all to understand more than anything else in the world. Man, fill your book. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and fill your book. Even one little step at a time. Like Snoop, I can tell you all, my man just went out there and got a row machine, and now he's writing me, telling me how it's kicking his ass, but he's having the time of his life. He's 3 days in on this whole, you know what I'm saying? So it's, I'm telling you, no matter what you do in life, fill your book, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that's the bitch about time. The longer you live, the more goodbyes you're going to have to say, the more of your functioning tools you're going to lose. And hopefully, God willing, all we are left with are our stories. How many people are going to want to hear them? You know what I mean? How many people are going to want to hear them? And that's literally what drove me. That's literally what kept me out of prison, out of jail, kept me from putting that shotgun in my mouth, and made me go out there to try and go out there and be something in life. Because I wanted to prove to my father, I wanted to give this to him like, fuck you. You know what I mean? For beating on me. I wanted my family to smile. You know what I mean? Anyways, what happened?
Here's mine. But there are guys out there
I know
that
you
do have
you're
problems.
You're my best friend. Come on now.
Physically. So I just hope that people realize that along with the spotlight, your 10 minutes of spotlight and fame, it does come to an end. And sometimes the problems that come with it are lifelong. You know, when all
Snoop
the
Dogg can grab this
fans
part of the video and go in
and
there.
Dana and everybody's gone, you know, you're stuck alone, and just need to be aware of that.
You know what? I'm feeling the pure ecstasy of having a war. You know what I mean? A lot of UFC fighters, we dream about going in there and finishing the fight in the first round. But it's the fights like I had tonight that when you're an old man, you're like, yeah, that was a war. And then again, you get a call up, Martin Kampman, when we're like 65, and we're like, remember when we threw those hooks in the ring? Those are the wars, and those are the ones you don't forget. You know, whether you're cut, whether you're hurt, you gotta, you don't forget these no matter what, and they're fun.
Diego, it's Lorenzo. What's up, my brother? You are one tough son of a
thank you,
bitch.
brother.
I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
Did I get the energy bonus?
So, but yeah, you get
Thank
the
you,
bonus,
man, because
bro.
I'm gonna have to recover a little
You
bit.
get the bonus, my man.
You know what was going through my head the whole fight was, it's gonna land. It's gonna land. It's gonna land. I was planning on landing that right hook and dropping him. You know what I mean? I was like, it's gonna land. It's gonna land. Keep that mindset on. It's gonna land. It's gonna land. And you know what? It landed a couple times. He didn't drop, but you know what I mean? When it all comes down to it, you know what I kind of threw the game plan out the window and made it a street fight, and that's what I did, honestly. My plans are to get back home to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the best city in the world, and go eat some green chili chicken enchiladas. And I'm gonna be hitting the gym, running my mountain, and I promise you, I'm gonna have a very fast recovery. Jesus Christ is gonna heal me. I'm gonna be back in the octagon soon. I love you, all my fans out there. I love you, my son Ivan, and this is for the Burke and for my mom and pops, and just for all the fans out there that appreciate Corazon.
I have seen more people get knocked the fuck out than almost anybody that's ever lived.
You guys' reaction, you and Anik's reaction was hilarious, by the way.
Dude, I never stop loving it, man. I never stop loving that sport. When someone rises like Thug Rose or Kamaru Usman or when someone rises to the occasion, I will never stop loving it. I've been doing this shit for so long, and I can't help myself.
I wanted to ask you this. In the Usman fight,
yes,
when he's down and he keeps clipping him, do you think that should be stopped or that's okay?
The referee has to pull him off.
Because he clipped him a few more times after
It's
he was
super necessary.
for him to hit him a few more times.
It's super necessary.
I'm asking. Look, here's my reasoning.
You don't know what I'm saying. Super necessary is like when people like you said you weren't going to interview people after the fight. I don't even know what's happening. Like when I was in a trance, like everything was so crazy. And you guys are right. Yeah, I did say that I wasn't going to interview people after the fight. But guess what? I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because whether it was Zhang Weili or whether it was Askren or Masvidal getting KO'd like that, like Masvidal had the classiest response I've ever experienced with a guy. Talked so much shit, hyped up a fight, did what he did, fought his heart out, got knocked the fuck out with one punch, and was all class.
See your head land right there. You see that impact. So he tapped. I was done. I was waiting for my arm. The referee is saying that you were unconscious. He was right next to you. Your eyes are rolled back in your head. He was waving Emerson off. I don't understand this, man. I'm serious. We thought that it was a victory. We thought that even though the fact you were out, he tapped. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I rolled over after he tapped. But what they're saying is because you were unconscious with the takedown, that it's a no contest. But I'm not unconscious. You don't understand. So you're saying that you were never unconscious? Never. So you knew that he had tapped, you knew it was over, and you thought you just won, and you were tired. Just rolled over. My arm was under his back. He tapped. I was waiting for him to get up, and that was it, man. All right, now I'm going to talk to Robert Emerson. Robert, you sustained a bad rib injury in that first round. Now, give us your thoughts on what happened at the beginning of the second.
First off, I'd like to apologize to all the fans. I don't want to see a fight end like that just as much as you guys do. I had a really serious injury coming into this fight. I did not want to fight for you guys. I came in here to give it all I had. He hurt me in the first round. My rib busted again, and Gray's my boy. We'll do this again as soon as possible.
No need to apologize. It was a great fight. Take a look at the big screen. We're going to show you the body shot that hurt you. Here it is right here.
It was hurting the first round before that even. Yeah, it was hurting before that. I during training 2 weeks back, I tore that cartilage in my upper rib, and no way was I going to not show up tonight and fight, so.
Okay, now when you're watching this on the screen and you see the takedown, you see him slam his head off the mat, did you think he was unconscious?
I felt all of his dead weight on top of me. He felt like he was unconscious. There's no way I could have continued. Regardless, even if he wasn't, there's no way I still could have continued. I had to go get this thing checked out. You know, I love the guy. We'll do it again as soon as possible. I don't want to see the fight end like that. You know, I would consider a no contest or a draw. I don't want to take it as a...
Now look at it right here. He can't get up. Look at him try to get up. He's out.
Yeah, I know, apparently. But, I mean, stuff happens in this sport. You know, I don't blame him. I don't blame me. You know, it's one of those things that just happens. I'm certainly not going to chalk this up as a win. You know, I consider a no contest. I would love to do this again. I'm not going to say I beat the guy. That's a fluke thing that happens. It happens in this sport all the time. You know, it's...
Well, you're a courageous fighter. We always enjoy watching you perform, and we hope you heal up from your injury, and we see you again.
Apologize again to all you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. I'd like to see you guys later this year. Sorry.
Robert Emerson, ladies and gentlemen.
No apology needed from Rob Emerson. He showed guts and courage even to come out for the start of the second round. And now Gray Maynard says he wasn't out, but if you watch as the replay continues, we know Emerson had tapped, but as you watch as the replay continues here, Gray Maynard can hardly get up. The doctor attends to him, and it is not a full Gray Maynard. Keith Kaiser attending to Maynard. Yeah, he was rocked